Product Creation Riches by Aurelius Gin. About Aurelius Gin marketers to take action. Aurelius Gin is a takes-action-only orientated marketer who produces unstoppable results. He has helped new marketers start, grow and profit with their online business since 2003 with his simple, step-by-step strategies and has created over an astounding 10 successful products in less than a year. He will go the extra mile and over-deliver in everything he does. This is why he's well respected and well known for getting one of the most successful projects completed was the Underground giveaway, which generated over a staggering $24,257 and attracted more than 10,257 subscribers in less than 60 days. When he's not working, Aurelius enjoys playing his guitar, going to the gym and spending time with his friends and family. Aurelius writes and publishes his Unstoppable Marketing video newsletter twice a month, where he's purely dedicated to sharing his latest insider tips, tricks and techniques to those who need a surefire guidance to success online. Free subscription to my Unstoppable Internet Marketing newsletter valued at $147/year. Are you a newbie, struggling or wanting to get your online business up and running? Haven't even made your first dollar? You've been marketing online for some time, bought tons of products and services but can't seem to profit in the end? Well, you need the Unstoppable Internet Marketing newsletter, where I share powerful tips, tricks and strategies that'll drive unstoppable profits for your internet business. Join for free now, http://www.unstoppableinternetmarketing.com. Limited time bonus gift when you join today. Instant download to my latest report, Unstoppable Profits, 8-day course. Product Creation Riches. Are you just one product away from fame and fortune? It all starts with an idea. Every successful product starts with an idea. Many who work in internet marketing tend to be incredibly creative. They may have several great ideas every single day. In fact, many have so many good product ideas that they come faster than they can ever be placed into action. Others may be great at selling but may not have a knack for invention. They could peddle ice in Siberia, but find it challenging to come up with an original product idea. Here are some tactics that anyone can use in order to develop and maintain quality internet marketing project ideas. Start logging needs. Products succeed when they provide users with something they want. Otherwise, interesting notions will fail miserably when there is little or no demand. Thus, the first place an internet marketer should look for product ideas is by noticing the needs of the population he or she may decide to target. Investigate your niche and find out what kind of questions are asked frequently. Learn what people want to know. Discover what is bothering them, or what is on their wish list. Then, log those ideas somewhere so that you won't lose track of them. These customer needs can become the seed for great product ideas. This allows you to put yourself in a strong position. Instead of trying to convince the marketplace to like your idea, you will eventually be able to offer a product you already know they want and can use. It decreases eventual sales resistance markedly and increases the chance for a product's success. Brainstorm. After collecting a series of needs and wants from your potential customer base, it is time to start looking at ways to solve those problems. Is there some kind of information or instruction that can resolve questions and concerns? As you look through the need list, immediately record any ideas you might have for products that can fill the gap between what your prospective customers have and what they would like to have. At this point, don't worry about feasibility. Whether or not you are capable of creating the products yourself is unimportant. Not only will such thoughts hinder your ability to brainstorm other ideas, it is also a matter that may be resolved later through effective use of outsourcing. Focus on things that would solve problems. Remember, this is a brainstorming session, not a design session. Try to keep pragmatism out of your mind as you devise possible product ideas. What may seem absolutely ludicrous or fanciful may very well become the basis for your highly successful offering. Logging needs and brainstorming are the first two steps in a longer process of inventing a new product. One cannot necessarily learn how to be creative, but following a strategy of the sort will increase the chances of coming up with a truly unique way of tending to demand within the target community. You've now learned what people want and you have brainstormed some ideas of how to give it to them. That's a good start, but there are still 3 steps left in the idea process. Let's look at them. Call options. Once you have a list of ideas, let them set for a while before returning to them. That will allow you to regain some level of objectivity about your notions and may prevent you from making a hasty decision. Reevaluate them and decide if any fall too far from the important needs prospective customers have. If some of your brainstormed notions are obviously silly or completely unworkable, you can dismiss them at this point. Your goal is to come up with a list of possible products that have some basis in reality. Research the remains. Now that you have isolated a few stronger ideas, you will need to go about testing their likelihood of success and whether or not they might duplicate some other service or product. This should be relatively unlikely, based on the needs expressed earlier, but it is still necessary to check before you set course on a redundant path. Additionally, this is a time to size up the competition. Note what they offer and think of ways you can produce a better product. If someone is already providing an option, but people are expressing a need, that means there is some sort of weakness either in the existing product or in its marketing. Try to find that weakness and eliminate it in your offering. Make a decision after you have conducted your follow-up research. Carefully evaluate your ideas in light of what you have learned. You may have discovered that there is a problem with your idea that makes it unworkable. You may have decided that with a few small additions you can produce a product that will absolutely blow your competition away. This is, obviously, an important step in the process. Errors at the point of decision can have a critical impact on the success of a project. That is why it is important to test your ideas with additional research after having culled weaker possibilities out of the mix. If you have followed the process, you should be able to make an informed, comfortable decision. At this point, you will understand what your buyers want, what you can do to help, what they currently have, and how you can offer something better. In essence, you have a project blueprint. The next step, of course, is to translate that plan into action and to create a successful project. Ideas come quickly and easily to some people. Others struggle to come up with an original concept that can succeed. Fortunately, by following a fairly simple pattern, one can successfully find needs in the marketplace and conjure up ideas about how to address them. The result of using these tactics is a well-formed and strongly supported product idea that once implemented can result in marketing success. Should you be the manufacturer, as well as the creator? You have a great product idea and you know it can be a huge success. You have honed your concept and have a blueprint for product creation. You probably already have a mental image of what the finished offering will look like. Now, it's time to put your plan into action and build the product you will later be successfully selling. That means it is time to ask yourself an important question. You came up with the idea, but should you be the one to build the product? At first, that may seem almost silly. After all, it is your baby. You found the need in the marketplace and developed the idea to address it. It's your idea and you understand it better than anyone else does. You may think it is obvious that you should put the project together. Pause for a moment, though, and ask yourself a few questions. Your answers will tell you if you are better off doing it yourself or outsourcing the work to one expert. First, are you the best person for the job? Divorce yourself from your personal connection to the project and objectively assess whether your skills are right for creation of this project. It doesn't make sense for someone with a thick regional accent to record an audio guide. It doesn't seem reasonable for someone who hates to write and doesn't feel he or she has the talent with words to effectively write a 70-page book. If your skills don't match the project, you might want to think about outsourcing the product, paying for someone else to manufacture it for you. Second, do you have the time necessary to do the job? Your product is based on a need in your marketplace. That need could be filled by your product or by someone else who is also assessing that need. It pays to get there first, and if you have a great idea, you have every reason to try to get your product out there as quickly as possible. Besides, you are missing potential income with every day that passes. If your schedule doesn't provide ample opportunity to get the job done, you may want to outsource. Third, can your time be better spent? Consider what your time is worth and then compare that figure to what it will cost you to outsource the job. If it appears as if you could be making more money spending your time doing something other than project creation, outsource the job if you can. Finally, do you have the resources? Even if outsourcing makes perfect sense on every other level, you may be unable to find someone else to manufacture your product if you don't have sufficient funds. Make sure you can afford outsourcing before going that route. An objective look at your product and your personal situation should give you a strong idea of whether or not you are well suited to be the manufacturer of your product, as well as its creator. Instincts may push you trying to do it all yourself, but a rational examination of the matter may lead you to a totally different conclusion. 3. Must. For successful product creation, you've researched your market and have done all the preliminary work. Now, it's time to build your product. That may seem easy, considering it is your brainchild and you implicitly understand exactly how it will look and be used. However, there are a few guiding principles you must consider during the construction process in order to have a quality end result. Let's take a quick look at 3 musts for successful product creation. The product must remain focused. You chose a particular problem or set of problems to address with your product. After carefully assessing market needs, you pinpointed exactly what a popular item could do for consumers. During that process, however, you also exposed yourself to a lot of additional information about the product's niche and the target population. Some of that information will help shape your product in a positive way. Some of, however, could lead you to make some bad decisions. It is essential to keep your goals in mind while building your creation. It will be easy to allow the project to become sidetracked with superfluous features or commentary that seem to almost naturally grow from your background research. You cannot let this happen. An unfocused product will not be well received. Additionally, it will result in you spending more time and energy to finish the job, time and energy that will be wasted. Retain a focus on the true function of the product at all times. The product must retain usability. It's easy to trick out your project with a series of additional gimmicks, features and items. Again, that can arise because of your extensive knowledge of the topic inadvertently. It can also be a reflection of a belief that more will undoubtedly be better in terms of subsequent sales. In reality, however, that excess will serve to decrease the usability of the final project. Remember the old adage, keep it simple, stupid, throughout the production phase. Do not add features or details that will overburden the end user or that don't add genuine value to the final result. You need to fight the urge to dress it up in order to create a truly elegant and practical solution to your target audience's needs. Think like a user. As you build your product, take care to approach it as a user, instead of as its creator. Try to put yourself into the shoes of someone else and try to assess how they will react and handle your product. It is easy to lose yourself in product building and to make a final item that suits you perfectly instead of one that really meets the specific needs of users. By stepping out of your builder mindset and into the persona of an end user, you are more likely to produce a winning final product. By keeping your project focused, maintaining usability at all times and thinking like a user, you can dramatically improve the chances of building an awesome product that will take the marketplace by storm. Gathering testimonials and refining your product in one fell swoop. When you have finished the draft version of your final copy and have subjected it to significant editing/testing and a good one's over, it is time to put it into someone else's hands. Those hands, however, don't belong to paying customers. Instead, you need to find a group of people who will use and review the material. This will serve two primary functions. First, it will allow you to find out how others view the result, giving you an opportunity to further refine your work for maximum effectiveness. Second, it will allow you to build a base of testimonial comments that will later be valuable while selling the product. Try to find a small group of people who understand what your product is attempting to accomplish and who have some level of credibility within your niche. Approach them about reviewing your offering. Let them know that their comments will be used for product improvements and that if they have positive comments to make, you may use them in your sales materials. Advise them that any testimonial material will be published only with their consent and will include a backlink to their website, if applicable. Take the recommendations offered seriously and use them to further refine your product to increase its value to end users. You might be surprised at an error you have made or a feature you have overlooked. Often, a third party will be able to provide you with direction and information that you would never think of yourself, simply because you are too close to the product. Save all of the positive testimonial material for use on your sales page and other marketing materials. Third-party statements in support of a product add a high degree of credibility to your efforts and can improve sales tremendously by inspiring trust in your creation. If the comments you receive from your test group are positive, but don't have the makings of ready-to-use testimonials, follow up with an email explaining how much you would like to use their positive reaction in support of the product, but that you could use a more suitable comment for that purpose. You will usually receive a reworded testimonial perfect for use. If the reaction to your product is negative, it may be time to go back to the drawing board. Don't be disheartened. It does not mean that you have reached a dead end. Instead, it could mean that few basic changes are in order and that by making those adjustments you can still produce a successful item. Run the fixed version back by your same critics and find out if your alterations have resolved their concerns or complaints. This small group will be your product's first time in the hands of others and may teach you a great deal about what you can do to improve. It may also elicit the kind of overwhelmingly positive response that will verify your belief that you have a future success story on your hands. Product creation pitfalls to avoid. There are a few essential things you must do in order to build a great product. There are also a few pitfalls one should avoid while making a product. These traps have led to many disappointing ventures. Learn from the mistakes of others and sidestep these potentially damning errors. First, resist the urge to take shortcuts. When you have a great idea that you believe can generate significant profit, it is easy to fall prey to an urge to take shortcuts in an effort to get your product to the marketplace as quickly as possible. The allure of fast earnings will often trump the wisdom inherent in good product design. Taking these shortcuts, however, will inevitably reduce the quality and effectiveness of your product and your sales strategy. The necessary steps involved in successful product creation are taken for a good reason. They work. Trying to skip any of these necessary actions exposes you to the risk of rushing an incomplete or inferior product to the market. Not only will such an act reduce the product's profitability, it will also risk damaging your long-term reputation as a marketer. Second, don't stay on the treadmill too long. As noted, rushing through the process can be damaging. The flip side to this is that overworking a product can also produce negative consequences. Yes, you want your final project to be perfect. However, spending too much time tweaking and refining can actually harm a project and will delay your chance at profits. It is an interesting balancing act. You don't want to rush over needed steps, but you don't want to become so mercurial and obsessed with absolute perfection that your product never sees the light of day. Striking a proper balance is essential. Third, don't put the cart before the horse. If you are an internet marketer, your first instinct probably leans toward marketing, not project building. That is one reason why outsourcing can be a great option. It also means that you may be thinking more about how you are going to sell your product than you are about how to make it a high-quality item. Your initial research and development will ensure that you will be able to sell your product upon completion. Focus on project creation before concerning yourself with the minutiae of subsequent sales plans. This will help you to build the kind of sought-after product that will make that marketing job easier and more effective in the long run. By avoiding these common errors during project creation, you will be able to hit the market with the right project at the right time. You'll be introducing a well-developed item that has a high level of marketability and will have avoided compromising the integrity and quality of the product at the same time. Be comprehensive, don't become paralyzed, and keep quality product development in the forefront of your mind. Price testing, a critical element of marketing success which will sell better and book priced at $5 or one that sells for $50. The natural reaction is to believe that the cheaper book will probably do better. That isn't always the case, however. Even when it is, it may not as profitable as the $50 offering. Finding the right price to maximize profits is essential to selling a new product. Welcome to price testing. Price testing is really an exercise in finding the optimal profit-producing price tag to put on your product. You don't want to freeze buyers out by charging too much. You also don't want to sell it so cheaply that it decimates your profits or creates a perception that the product must be lacking in quality. You need to find a price that will produce the most revenue. There are a few factors to consider. At what price does the product seem to sell the best? At what price do sales numbers go up, without pushing up overall income? At what point does the product become overpriced? At what point is it underpriced to the point of dissuading buyers from taking it seriously? Those questions can be hard to answer, and they are usually impossible to guess. You have to test. Testing generally consists of constructing multiple sales pages that are identical, but for the price, and driving a similar amount of traffic toward each. You can then compare the numbers and decide what kind of price is working the most effectively. When you discover that optimal site, you should adjust accordingly and do away with other sites offering different prices. Approaching the numbers intelligently can provide you with a wealth of information. You may have sold 20 copies at $5, but one at $50. The $50 price tag earned you less money than the cheaper version. However, a third option of $25 may have produced 5 sales, making it even more profitable. By playing with different prices and testing them, you can make an educated pricing decision for your project. In some cases, however, the higher volume of sales may be desirable even if the immediate gross profit is somewhat less than another option, because of potential back-end profits. You will have to keep considerations like this in mind. Don't leave pricing up to guesswork. Even if you are happy with the results, it is quite possible that you missed the chance for an even greater profit by not testing to discover an optimal price point. The testing may seem like an annoyance by the time you are ready to offer your product to the public, but it can make a huge difference in your overall success. Hunches and guesswork may occasionally be spot on, but more often than not a bit of research and examination will reveal the best way of doing business. Deciding upon delivery methods for your product. You have a product, you are ready to sell it. What happens after someone buys it, though? You must have a way of putting the goods into the hands of the end user. There is a variety of options available for the delivery of digital products, and choosing the right one will depend upon your skill level, the product, and your target audience. One can simply email the product to buyers. This has a few advantages. First, it allows you to avoid concerns about unauthorized individuals pirating copies of your product from your website. You have complete control over who gets the product and when. This system also has disadvantages. Users may be accustomed to the breakneck speed of the internet and might be unwilling to wait for you to get around to reading your email and sending out the project. Additionally, it requires time and effort on your part, too. One possible solution is using an autoresponder to automatically email the product to buyers after making the purchase. This may require some expenditure, however, and may necessitate a level of expertise you might lack. Others provide a download link on the "Thank You" page customers encounter after making a successful purchase. This does provide instant access, but may be confusing to some users, particularly if your target audience consists of those who may be relatively new to the internet. You should always be sure to provide clear, and, if possible, illustrated, download instructions to help fend off confusion and complaints from buyers who were unable to determine the proper means of downloading. Additionally, having the product uploaded on the web does create a potential for it to be discovered by non-buyers who can then steal their own copy. If you are going to be launching a high-demand product, you may also encounter server overload problems. There are encryption methods and safeguards available for this method of distribution. If you already have access to them, this may be an optimal delivery method. One can also provide the copy on CD-ROM or another appropriate medium. This option may be unattractive to buyers who will not appreciate the costs involved in shipping and the time it will take to access the product. However, some products are better suited for hard delivery, and can be effectively distributed in this manner. Be sure to contemplate the costs involved in producing the hard copies and shipping them, and to incorporate this into your price. This is often added as an optional delivery method for the minority of users who would prefer to handle the matter in this manner. Delivery of your product is an essential part of the process and cannot be overlooked. Regardless of what method you choose, make sure you have a reliable and organized plan in place to make sure your buyers and your product can come together efficiently and easily. Applying the final touches to your product after your product is manufactured and assembled, and you have had a small test group perform a review or beta test, you will need to take one final look at the result before putting it up for sale to the public. Let's be honest, by this stage in the process a great deal of the thrill has probably gone out of dealing with your item. What was once an exciting new idea has probably become something of an ongoing annoyance. You want to get it done, get it on the market, and be paid. Despite these completely natural inclinations, a final examination and edit is in order. You are intimately aware of every word, sound, and contour of your product at this point. That makes you the worst possible person to perform a final check. You will naturally be at least somewhat blind to problems and imperfections simply because of your closeness to the creation. As such, this is a perfect time to enlist the help of an outsider before putting your product up for sale. You do have a variety of options. If you have a trustworthy friend who can evaluate the product carefully and who you know to be capable of discovering and pointing out flaws, that may be a perfect choice. If you don't, or would just prefer the comfort of having an impartial final examiner, you may want to hire someone with the requisite expertise to do the job. For instance, an book author might be able to find a professional writer or editor to perform a final review. One may already have contacts that can do the task, or one may find a helpful person via freelancing big board. You want to find someone who will take the task seriously and who can provide some level of expertise and subject matter skill. You could also use an acquaintance in the product's niche to perform your final check. In order to be sure that the job is taken seriously, payment may be offered. Although this is not the time to apply wholesale changes to your product, unless a glaring problem had somehow escaped everyone's attention, you will want to use the advice you get. After you solicit and receive that final input, you will need to translate it into action. Perform the necessary corrections or changes and you will suddenly have before you a product that is completely ready for the marketplace. At that point, you can marvel at it, shine it up, and start selling. The long process of project creation doesn't just involve having an idea and quickly writing a haphazard report on the subject before peddling it as quickly as possible. Effective production involves an attention to detail and a commitment to quality that is illustrated every step of the way, including the use of a final examination. Guaranteeing your new product. You've probably noticed that most internet marketers seem to add a guarantee section to their sales page. You may be wondering if you need to guarantee your product and, if so, what kind of policy you should implement. Guarantees are potentially valuable on three fronts. First, they can increase the credibility of the seller, making customers more comfortable with the idea of making the purchase. Second, they can provide a risk-free way for fence-sitters to make a purchase. Finally, they can facilitate a higher level of customer service, prevent chargebacks, and keep a vendor's good name intact if a disgruntled buyer should pick up a copy of the product. Guarantees also have a downside. They do provide unscrupulous buyers with an opportunity to get something for nothing. Once downloaded, they will retain the copy of your project even if they request and receive a refund. This can make some more open-ended guarantees more vulnerable to abuse. This is more likely to happen with guarantees that offer money back, for any reason, but even more carefully worded policies are subject to some level of abuse. There are a few guarantees you should never make. Never promise anything outside of your immediate control. Keep all warranties unique to the product itself, unrelated to the way it is used. Sellers who offer a guarantee if certain results are not obtained put themselves at the mercy of the talent and skills of buyers. Control is lost completely, and one may end up issuing refunds for a perfect product. This is one reason why an earnings disclaimer should be included with any product designed to assist others in any business endeavor. There are also safe guarantees you can make that will not lead to unnecessary refunds. You can guarantee the originality of your work, or that the product will live up to every representation made in the sales copy, for instance. These items are completely within your control, after all. If you have produced a quality product, the likelihood of a significant number of buyers utilizing your promises as a means of escaping purchase is limited. Most people will not abuse a guarantee policy. However, you should be prepared for those who will. Live up to your terms quickly and as promised. Don't bother debating or arguing with the small minority of abusers. It will not be worth the time or effort required. A well-written guarantee provides you with the opportunity to provide better customer service while increasing sales. In most cases, it makes a great deal of sense to include one, despite some risk of malfeasance by the unscrupulous. You have produced a fine product, and you should be willing to stand behind it comfortably and confidently. Just be sure not to make promises that are out of your control or that you cannot keep. Otherwise, feel free to take a strong stand in support of your product. Terms of use, a critical protection for your new product. As a product nears completion, the urge to get it out in front of a buying public becomes harder and harder to resist. Patience, however, remains a virtue. A few things one must do during the creation of a product are easy to overlook in the haste to make sales. Creating a good terms of use policy for the product is an example of this. The terms of use, or terms of service, are an explanation of how the product can and cannot be used. They are an essential part of protecting oneself against chargebacks and refunds. They are also a necessity to protect the viability of your product on the marketplace. Let's look at the role of these terms with respect to chargebacks and refunds. If your terms clearly outline the appropriate uses and expectations for the product and explain how it can and cannot be used, you will be able to head off illegitimate gripes by those who try to make your square peg fit into a round hole only to grow disappointed. You will also be sending a clear message with a visible and clear set of terms of use that you take both your product and the transaction that put into the buyer's hands seriously. Protecting the long-term viability of your product is even more important. Too many people believe they either have the right, or can get away with, reselling digital products to others even when the rights do not allow for this activity. A good set of terms may dissuade some of those unscrupulous individuals from taking that kind of action. Even if it doesn't, however, it puts you in a strong position to assert your rights. Most buyers will be honest, and they will abide by terms when they see and read them. By including them with your product, you protect yourself from competing with customers who may opt to resell the item repeatedly at cut-rate prices. The exact terms of use for your product will, of course, vary based on the nature of your offering and your intent when selling it to others. It is a good idea to examine the terms of use for other noted similar projects and to follow their lead when creating your own. You want to make your terms clear and easily read. Don't treat them as an afterthought or bury them in a semi-transparent 9-point font where no one will see them. They may not be exciting content, but they should be read and understood. If you believe your product deserves an additional level of protection, you may want to require users to electronically sign and accept your terms of use prior to downloading your product. That extra step may dissuade some misdeeds and will certainly underline the seriousness with which you will handle transgressions. There are I's to dot and T's to cross before any product is finalized for sale. Constructing a protective set of usage terms is an example of the kind of detail work that cannot be neglected. Increasing the value of your product. Once your product is completed, you will want to make a few additions that will considerably enhance its money-making capabilities. You'll want to outfit your product with a means by which it can continue to create additional sales and profits after the initial purchase is complete. Internet marketers call these additional opportunities and back-end, and they can multiply product's value. In fact, many new products are given away free simply as a means of creating back-end sales. Let's take a look at the principles involved and how they can be applied to your product. The basic notion is that the sale of your product should provide an outlet for buyers to find other products you may be offering and to entice them to purchase those goods. That enticement may come from some crafty salesmanship, or it may be motivated by the goodwill inspired by the quality of your project. Remember those old paperback books that always included a final page listing other books by the authors and a T-Rod order form one could mail in to get them? That is a back-end sales strategy, and it works as well, if not better, with digital products than it ever did with Western dime novels. Your customers already have a level of trust in you, and you already know and understand something about their interests. It is a great opportunity to set up future sales. If you are producing a book, creation of a back-end should be relatively simple. You can add an additional resources page that features links to your other products along with a brief pitch or blurb about them. You may be able to reference some of your other offerings within the text of the book, providing links there as well. If you don't have products of your own that fit with the product, look for affiliate programs offering related items and include your affiliate links where appropriate. Those who are selling audio or visual products won't have it quite as easy, but it is possible to create back-end sales with the supporting textual material or by including a brief concluding bit of sound or video directing buyers to your other fine products. The trick to creating a good back-end opportunity is not transforming your strong project into something that resembles nothing more than a digitally delivered link farm or an affiliate product catalog. You want to exploit the profit opportunity while not going overboard and cheapening your product. If you can maintain that balance and offer links to related products, your new offering may produce some impressive residual income long after initial purchases are made. If you don't include back-end money-making strategies as part of your product, you are missing a great way to improve your bottom line. Why your buyers are as valuable as your new product. When you are selling your new product, you don't want to just be mindful of price points, sales figures, possible updates, improvements, and the bottom line. You also want to keep a very close eye on your customers and to capture information about them whenever possible. If you produced a good final offering, buyers are going to be pleased with the results. That means they will be happy with you and potentially interested in making subsequent purchases. Additionally, you will already know about at least one area of their interests. That information is gold. The next time you introduce a product, you can put it right in front of those same buyers and the results will be impressive. It is like having highly targeted pre-qualified traffic in your back pocket. Think about just how valuable it would be to put your next project directly under the noses of people you already know to be online buyers with a strong interest. What a spectacular opportunity. Internet marketers have long preached, the money is in the list, and there is no better list than one consisting of happy customers who have already proven themselves willing to spend money on your products. When you market to a list with those characteristics, the sales potential is tremendous. The trick is getting that information and using it in a way that will not elicit a negative reaction. Sensitivity to anything even resembling spam is high these days, and almost every successful list makes use of double opt-in strategy to be sure recipients are both amenable to hearing your message and unlikely to cause problems with spam complaints. The best time to grab email addresses is probably at the time of purchase. You can ask for the information as part of project registration and give buyers a chance to subscribe to free product updates, additional product information and relevant news. The opt-in rate will probably be very high. Then, as time passes, it is essential to cultivate a quality relationship with your list. Try to do something more than simply bombarding them with a series of sales pitches. Offer something of value to entice them to continue opening those emails. When the time is right and you have a new product that is a perfect fit for that customer list, let them know about it. Make your presentation at that point and the response from those eminently qualified buyers who already trust and know you may be through the roof. Each sale you make may allow you to make another 3 sales down the road to the same customer. That is why your customer list is just as valuable if not more valuable than the new product you are selling. If you are planning to offer your product without a way of capturing and using buyer email addresses, you are missing a stellar money-making opportunity. Choosing the right person for the job. If you are considering outsourcing production of your product, you will need to make a wise decision in terms of who to use. You will be putting your money-making ideas into someone else's hands, hoping they will produce an end result that can live up to your expectations. There are many ways to find talent to make your idea a reality. You can search the web for talent, visit their pages and send them queries in an effort to find the right one. You can visit online big boards in hopes of finding the right freelancer to handle your project. You can rely on word-of-mouth recommendations or seek out talent in online spots with which you are familiar and comfortable. No matter where you find your freelancer, however, there are a few things you should do to make sure you are hiring the right person for the job. First, ask for, and then consult with, references. Any good freelancer should be able to provide you with the names and contact information for others with whom they have worked. Don't just accept the references and move on. However, take the time to actually follow up with the named parties and get an understanding of their sentiments about the individual and whether or not he or she would be right for your task. Second, demand originality. This is particularly important if your product is a book, special report or other written document. There are too many instances of plagiarism and content theft occurring every day to take the matter lightly. Not only will such an action decimate the value of your product, it will also create a significant liability risk while damaging your reputation. You will, of course, need to personally check for originality upon completion, but seeking out someone who takes the matter seriously is an additional protection. Third, deal with a professional. There are many freelancers who are little more than kids or hobbyists looking for a way to make a few dollars fast. These people are not as likely to pay close attention to their work or to approach it with the level of professionalism exhibited by someone who does work like this for a living. By finding an experienced professional, you can be more certain that your project will receive the attention it deserves. Finally, get information. Get the street address and phone number of your freelancer. Don't rely simply on an email address. This is not only to facilitate contact in the case of an emergency, it also lets your freelancer know that you take the project seriously and expect appropriate completion. Quality service providers will be happy to provide this information. Those who balk at the prospect should be viewed with some level of suspicion. Outsourcing your product's creation can be a wonderful decision, but its effectiveness will rest upon your ability to hire the right freelancer. Following guidelines like these can help a great deal in that regard. Products you can make yourself. Selling someone else's product can be a great way to earn a living as an internet marketer. Affiliate marketing offers healthy commissions and a perfect chance to put your sales strategies and online techniques into money-making action. However, product creation can be even more lucrative. Affiliates are selling products and keeping half of the loot, but think about where the other half is going as that army of marketers makes sale after sale. That's right, it's going to the owner of the product. That's why making your own product is so enticing. It can be a perfect way to increase your earnings, whether you plan on selling the item yourself or recruiting other affiliates to help along the way. What makes the opportunity even more exciting is the variety of products one can create. Regardless of your unique skill set, there is probably an opportunity for product creation that fits your abilities. Written materials. Information keeps the web in business, and written information is still the most sought-after type. If you have quality writing skills and an ability to efficiently produce a valuable informational product, you may opt to write your own book, special report, guide or manual. Books and other resources have never been hotter, and there is no reason to believe that demand will tail off anytime soon. Audio products. As internet connection speeds continue to increase, the demand for audio content has also surged. Audiobooks, custom sound effects and music, and other audio offerings are increasing in popularity. If you have the right voice and the ability to record effectively, you might want to try to create an audio product. Audio products can also be a great supplement to a written product. Video products. The previously mentioned increase in connection speeds is also fueling demand for video products. Video tutorials and guides are growing in popularity. People don't just need the final package, either. They need components to add to their own productions. Opening and closing graphics, video montages and other items could make a great product. Digital photography and graphics. Text may still be the primary information source, but no one can spend their day just reading. Graphical elements designed to dress up web pages or to enhance user experiences in other ways are popular and in demand. Your photographs, logos, headers or other custom graphics might just be the perfect product for you. Scripts and programs. If you are a coder and can write effective applications, you can create great products that will be pounced upon by buyers. Your programming skills can be an awesome money-making tool as you develop new tools for end users. Design offerings. Can you make great website templates? Can you put together a winning blog theme? These items are always in demand as more and more people are looking for ways to build sites that stand out from the pack. Design products are a consistent seller and can turn a healthy profit. No matter what you do best, you can apply those skills to producing products that will sell. You may be happy selling other people's products, but if you are looking for a new challenge that offers an opportunity for even more wealth creation, it may be time to consider building your own product. Now get started? Recommended resources recommended on StepHub Internet Marketing. Get the newsletter that teaches anyone how to start, grow and profit with their online business one step at a time. OrlyUseGen.com, or Elias Gen's blog where he shares his useful tips and tricks for your online business. Copy and paste graphics. Need graphics for your website for less than $10? Here it is. Web hosting HostGator. I've been with these guys for almost 2 years and they haven't gone wrong. Great prices, lots of web space, lots of bandwidth, 24/7 support, 99.9% uptime. What more could you ask for? Recommended payment processors to Checkout.com. Start accepting credit card payments from customers from several parts of the world. PayPal, the most used and recognized merchant in the internet marketplace. ClickBank, great all-in-one solution to set up your products, prices and also includes a built-in affiliate program so you can get other people to promote your products in ClickBank. By your Elias Gen, http://www.1+1marketing.com